What's up, guys? Welcome to Ben iSaw Guy. We got a different background going on right here because currently today is Friday the 20th of January and I am recording this at 5:45 in the morning because I don't want to wake my folks up. So I actually in my basement now, so sorry for the lighting or if I'm talking very low, but for today's video, hope it's going to be worth it to you because this is going to be a recap of Apple's education event they had in New York City yesterday. So let's get started. So let me just go over the things that Apple said. So they said that a lot of students use the iPad for studying, and the US they rank in 17th place in reading, math in 31st place, and then science is 23rd, which they say isn't great results. In my opinion, that's the truth. And they had conversation with teachers, and they say it's difficult without any resources, or don't know any academics, or kids are tired of the curriculum, and kids are bored, and classrooms don't have all the technologies. So what they say in here is that, you know, in the modern world right now, kids, they have computers and tablets, and then once they go to school, they don't have that stuff with them, and then they're just like, I want to go home, which that's how I am sometimes. No, every day. They wanted to improve student engagement, and the iPad is affordable, and it's thin, light with longer battery life, and iBook Store has over 100,000 books, and 1.5 million iPads were used in education programs. Now, one thing Apple talked about was reinventing the textbook, which I really love this part. So you guys know the application iBooks. Well, they actually announced iBooks 2, and what it is you're gonna get a different textbook experience. So you don't, you know how the traditional way back in the old days we have to carry all those heavy textbooks. That's actually what I'm doing right now in high school. I'm currently a sophomore, 10th grader, and I hate carrying those books. Yeah, you can see all the textbooks on the shelf, so you basically have the same interface as you did in iBooks 1. You can actually get video in your book, so let's say you were learning about cells, for example, and they're always moving as one of the people demonstrated at the keynote. You'll get a video actually seeing the cell moving, though, so that's kind of cool. You can swipe easily to different pages. You can use the multi-touch screen to navigate. You can see 3D models of a cell. You have different animations, and you can actually find the definition of a term, images, and movies about it. And you can search in the textbook, which is really great because currently, right now, if you want to find a page, you got to look up in the table of contents to see, okay, which one will match with your results very closely, which is kind of hard to do, and it's a lot easier if they just did it for you. So that's awesome. You can jump to a different page number. Again, we could just flip the book, but we can easily just jump to it by either typing it or just click the page number. It has like different layouts for review questions, and it has immediate feedback. So what it is that you answer a question, they will immediately tell you whether it's the wrong or right answer, which is pretty cool. Because in a textbook, all you do is just answer it, then wait to go back to school to see what your teacher has to say. That doesn't work out very well. You can highlight and note taking. You can then take your notes into study cards as well as terms. So for this, it basically, if you search up a definition and you want to use those terms for studying, what they're going to do is put the term on one side and then the definition on the back, which is pretty awesome. That way we don't have to spend all this money on index cards and then running it out by hand. And you know, hand gets tired when you're writing. And you can shuffle them as well. You could get the textbooks from the iBook Store. Now, the textbook store or the iBook Store that sells textbooks, they do have their own store. So you're still going to be able to get all your books that you currently have right now, but alongside with that, you also have your textbook store. And iBooks 2 is free, and it's available today. So if you guys want to get iBooks 2, go ahead and get it right now. Okay, an application they announced for the Mac, not Windows, Mac, is iBooks Author. What this application does is it lets authors create their own books, such as, textbooks, but any other books too, like cookbooks, storybooks, instructions, anything. And it comes with templates, and you can drag your movies into your book. Awesome. And you could create headers and layout sections of the book, and you could add pictures and 3D models. And for those of you that use the Keynote application a lot, you can actually take that Keynote file and then put it into your book if you want to show a presentation while they're reading the book. And you can create your own widgets. If you want it in portrait, they automatically created it for you. So if you were to turn your iPad from landscape to portrait, it'll have it all done for you. And if you have it in landscape, it will show you 2 pages simultaneously. If you don't want your book to be publicly released yet, you can actually view it onto your iPad before you actually release it, which is awesome. And you can extend with HTML5, and of course you can publish the books into the iBook store, like I said before. And it's available today on the Mac App Store for free, so that's awesome. Now, what Apple wanted to do for their iBooks textbook store is that they wanted to have high school books, and they wanted to be $14.99 or less. So $15 or less, that's what they want. And they want the books always up to date. Students get their own copy, and they can easily get to them. Apple worked with Pearson, McGraw-Hill, Hugh and Mifflin, Harcourt, and DK, and etc. to have this happen, which is pretty awesome, because Pearson is actually used with the current math books that we use today, such as geometry, algebra 1, algebra 2, calculus, you name it. Alright, so the next thing Apple talked about was reinventing the curriculum. And to do this, they mentioned iTunes U. And they say over 1,000 universities use this for education content. And what they announced was a new iTunes U app. The interface, it's basically like once you launch the app, you basically have your same bookshelf as you did on your iBook store. And it lets the teachers do what they need to do on the iPad. And all the courses are in one place. And they have new complete online courses, so they can actually create courses and then put it up on iTunes U, which is pretty awesome. And you can mark assignments as complete. So say if you were assigned a few assignments, and then you just click on that thing because they have the link for you. Okay, you already did it. Just push the checkbox, and then you check that off and said you already did it. And you can download videos onto your iPad or view them if you needed to. And you can gather your notes for your books and courses. You can add your own notes, and you can subscribe to certain courses that you want to take. And some universities created new courses. And when is this available? This is available today for free. And K to 12 schools can sign up for iTunes U. So, what is my opinion about Apple's education event? Well, first of all, they didn't announce a lot of stuff. No iPad 3, no hardware was announced, which I didn't really expect. And you guys shouldn't have expected that either. But they had a great event, because especially I'm hoping they can get the iPad into the schools right away, because I'm really tired of carrying those textbooks. I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 textbooks. 4 are full size, and then 1 is a smaller one, which is for Spanish. Yes, I'm taking Spanish, but overall, I do like what Apple announced here. It's not my most exciting event, but hopefully this will get students to learn a lot better in school, and will actually get them to enjoy it, because me personally, I hate school right now, and I wanted to see if all this Apple has done can actually encourage me into wanting to go to school, because right now, like, uh, I live in Connecticut right now, and it was snowing last night. I'm hoping there's a 2-hour delay, but they haven't announced it yet. So overall, I wish this stuff was there when I already started high school last year in 2011, because I don't want to deal with textbooks anymore. When I'm going to college, I'm definitely going to get an iPad and then try to get the textbooks and use it on my iPad instead, because I just feel it has a better experience than just looking at a textbook, especially in science, because I'm not a science expert and I don't really like it. And maybe actually showing me the cells moving can actually encourage me more to be interested in learning about cells. I don't know. We'll see. So what are your thoughts about Apple's education event? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Are you pissed off because they didn't announce any new hardware? Are you excited that they're bringing textbooks onto the iPad? Will you be getting iBooks too? Will you be using it in your college courses? Will you stop spending money on textbooks for your college courses? I'd like to see what you guys think in the comments down below. If you like this video, make sure you click that like button as well as subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.